startling halftime score in Super Bowl XXII, born out of a record-setting second quarter performance by the Washington Redskins offense. Coach Jerry Burns, Minnesota Vikings. Coach Marty Schottenheimer, Cleveland Browns, sitting with me. 2 weeks ago, Marty, you went to the clubhouse down severely, tried to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. You almost pulled it off. Dan Reeves may have a bigger chore.
Well, he probably does, in as much as this is the last game of the year for him, and basically what you've got to address with your football team is one play at a time. Let's not concern ourselves with the end of the game, the outcome. It'll be there. What we've got to do is look to our character to try to respond to this adversity.
Coach Jerry Burns, I know I've been with you now for the whole first half, and you've just been shaking your head over the turnaround.
Well, it's been unbelievable. You have to credit Doug Williams. Just the most spectacular quarter of football that I've seen, I think, in all the time I've been in coaching.
Of course, you've been saying all week that Ricky Sanders is a tough kid. Let's look at some highlights now and get some comments here. And let's start it off. Only the second time in Super Bowl history has a team taken the ball on its first possession and put it in the end zone. And Denver did it as John Elway hit Rick in the field, 56-yard, 7-0 lead. Marty, could you see that one coming?
This has happened a couple of times this season with Denver early in a ball game. Seattle and New England, they opened with the same play and scored.
Doug Williams was hurt, sat out one series. Washington was struggling, but then Williams comes back on first down and hooks up with Sanders, and this, I think, is an example of the ability you feel Sanders has.
Well, you know, again, he starts off that first down play with a play-action pass, hits the Sanders all the way down there for a touchdown. Just a great play by both two great players.
All right, it's 10-7 at that point. Denver is still leading after a Carlos 24-yard field goal. Another highlight play now as Doug Williams hooks up with Gary Clark for 27-yard and Washington's first lead in the ball game. Who went to sleep here?
Basically, I think we're looking at a situation, Keith, where the Broncos, in anticipation of the inside passing game of the Redskins, have defended the inside, and they've been hurt to the outside.
All right, here's the guy. We go all the way back to the top of the pregame show where Bob Greasy talked about this fellow, Timmy Smith. Here he goes 58 yards for a touchdown to make it 21-10 Washington.
Oh, no question, but he's an explosive runner. They run that play. We call it the jab counter. They run it better than any team in football.
This fella just sort of rumbles along, and suddenly you realize you're losing distance as he rumbles along. Williams again. Again to Sanders. This play is good for 50 yards, and at this point, I think the USFL guys are all at home clapping their hands and jumping up and down because their former USFL people were really having themselves a day. Sanders, 6 receptions, 177 yards, 2 touchdowns. Doug Williams having a big first half, big second quarter, 13 out of 21, 306, and 4 touchdowns. And Timmy Smith, 10 carries, 131 yards, and 1 touchdown, and the Redskins are leading it 35-10.